All right, so new pool setup, plumbing, all that. Just something doesn't seem right. It seems like, so coming out of the ground, first of all, this is a 2.7 horsepower Jandy variable speed pump. And the lines coming out, we got the vacuum, skimmer, and drain. These are all suction lines, goes in. These are all, I think that's 2.5, right? Goes into the system. Everything for the most part stays 2.5 until we come out. So it comes all the way out here to the generator, the salt chlorine generator there, chlorinator. Comes out 2.5, but then they immediately come out here. It drops down to 1.5 coming out of the valve, and this 1.5 is feeding 1, 2, 3, 4 returns. A 1.5 is feeding 4 1.5 returns, and I don't know. Common sense tells me that this should be still 2.5. The union should be 2.5, and then at the valves we can go to 1.5. But right now what's going on is that 1.5, if I have all of them open, it's only getting a quarter to each one of them of flow. Also, I found that in order to get any flow to the pool, I got to freaking run this variable speed pump at the max RPM, because otherwise it flows like an old man peeing. No offense to old men, I'm one of them. So anyways, coming to the spa, it's the same thing. We go 2.5, and then it goes straight into a 1.5, feeding 2 the back and feet. So I'm not getting all the potential, all the flow I could be getting, because we're instantly dropping to 1.5. So both of them are open. I get the flow is half of what a 1.5 could flow. Right? I'm sure there's that's the simple terms. I'm sure there's mathematical formula for this, but if my way of thinking is right, we should maintain the same size pipe up top, and then after the valves, or at the drop, then go to 1.5. I believe we would get more flow to both of them when both are in use. Same thing with these 4. So this is the spa return, pool return, and the 2 bubblers. If I have all of them open, the spa return, the waterfall portion coming out of the spa, it just trickles. It barely comes out with any relevance. It's almost pointless. Again, in order to get any real flow over the edge without it, falling back to the wall, because that's what it kind of does. It kind of falls back to the wall rather than fall over. I got to have it at the higher PMs, which I really do believe it's only because we are killing our flow by starting off in a 1.5 and then feeding 4 1.5s. Because typically what I'll have the spa and the pool return open, so we get circulation, and then I'll even have the bubblers open. I'll have all 4 of them open if I want, but the problem is everything is very lethargic. So if any plumbers know where it is written, because they're going to tell me, oh, our engineer approved these plans. I already know that's what I'm going to get. And I'm no engineer, but I can tell you that guy should be fired. Because my common sense, I don't need a degree for common sense. Perhaps I should start printing certificates for it. Is definitely smarter than this engineer's outlook or design here. So yeah, I honestly believe, I think they dropped to 1.5 here rather than after. They should be converting at the drop, not at the exit. So, honestly, it defeats the whole purpose of even having this. Why not just go 1.5 right there? Why even bother? We're just basically, we're flowing more in, and we're restricting everything out of a 1.5. Everything's restricted down to 1.5. So that pump cannot possibly move the same amount out as it is in. Makes sense to me. Let me know what you think.